as you guys know, we're on a continuous mission to find opportunities that allow us to put our money to work. And I have been trying to find good opportunities, decent opportunities that I would be proud to put my own money into, and then happy to share with you guys. I found something that gives us freedom and flexibility and liquidity and transparency, all the things that we look for. And it's something that I'm familiar with. A, forex, because I have made and lost millions of dollars in forex. B, being an IB, which is an introducing broker, I have played in that space. But there are some issues with IB that this program actually solves when it comes to being able to do that, and attracting traders and others, traders as well as the people that want to plug in with other traders. And we'll talk about how exactly this platform does that. So I have the CEO as well as one of the top income earners on this call to help us understand in depth how Monexa is a well-established forex broker, as well as what they offer in terms of their facilities for the person that wants to trade themselves, or they want to follow a trader, and having MT4, MT5 accessibility on your own funds and full transparency of every trade that happens in your account in real time, and as well as being able to cancel the trade, set your own parameters such as stop loss, as well as withdrawing all of your funds in a matter of hours. So with that being said, Chris, thanks for taking some time to join me and share this opportunity with our community. So how did Monexa begin? What's the backstory of bringing this broker to the market, and what distinguishes it from the flood of other brokers?
Hi, firstly, Angelo. And in regards to Monexa, basically, I think the difference between all the reasons why Monexa exists is just because if I was to go to any broker out there right now in the world, I'm going to get exactly the same experience. Okay, so the experience is MT4 or MT5 or one of the two. Maybe a copy trading platform, maybe not. Liquidity spreads, account types, and that's it. And I just believe that this has been the model for the brokers for the last 20 years or so. You know, I don't really see much upgrades in what they're doing. In the meantime, you've got to understand that maybe I'm one of the younger CEOs out there today. So, you know, I started a bit younger than most people. And even the model of which how the brokers are set up are pretty outdated. And I built my career basically on strategy, on building companies from scratch, on growing companies, on, you know, establishing them in the market and taking them to a more of a global presence. And, you know, whenever I go to a broker, it seems to be the situation where, they call me to come and fix the same old issues. There's nothing new. It's the same problem over and over again. And then all of a sudden, the crypto space comes out of nowhere, new technology, more automated, more, let's say, technologically diverse, let's say, compared to a broker. And in my belief system, the brokers had the first options to take the crypto market, and they didn't because they were scared of the technology and the differences between FX and crypto. And I just feel that they weren't innovative enough. They weren't willing to expand on the territories that they should have or be involved in. And they allowed the crypto firms to come out of nowhere and really take over. And at the same time, the crypto firms came out of nowhere without the experience of compliance, whereas the brokers had that. So this is why you're experiencing all the issues today with, you know, crypto firms, you know, trying to operate as kind of like a, what would you call it? Like the under the table kind of brokers, right? Where they're kind of doing things unregulated, cryptocurrencies kind of, you know, not being trackable and stuff like that. And they want you to focus on that model. But with anything that gets big enough, they're eventually gonna regulate it. And even in the forex spaces, like when we do things, we always keep regulation in mind. We follow some sort of standard regulatory kind of principles, because we know if we don't, you know, someone's going to crack down on it. So with that being said, I just thought, instead of me kind of trying to solve everyone else's problems, why don't I solve the problem for myself and do it myself, and then kind of try to really come into the industry like an Apple did with Nokia, right? Nokia just stood still, and they thought they were going to have that market forever. And the new generation is the TikTok generation. They don't want the phone calls, they don't want all that kind of stuff, the models that the brokers use traditionally, and the crypto companies don't have those models at all. So in a way, what we're trying to do is be more innovative. We have more product selection than most brokers. We have all the same technology when it comes to, let's say, the bridge providers and the liquidity providers and the pricing feeds. We have, the top of the range pricing fees to be able to compete with the pricing and everything else of the of the current brokerage firms. And we just want to change it slightly. We want to make it more exciting, more engaging. We want to make it more interactive. We want to have more educational products. Those educational products are going to partner with institutions like universities and stuff like that for certifications and stuff like that. And we did that because of the COVID lockdowns. Obviously, we saw the problems that education had during the COVID, so that's where that idea come. And then obviously the rebate model is not based, and even with MLM and things like that and network marketing, they have problems with how would you say, they have problems with creating a sustainable commission structure that doesn't involve taking from the client funds, which the forex space actually is very heavily regulated on that. So client funds are segregated, so we can't touch the client funds. And at the same time, the commissions are paid from the spreads, or if you want to say almost like an exchange rate between the currencies. And that's where the commission comes from. So it becomes a more sustainable model. And I believe that we can just make the industry a lot more exciting than what it is today, and a lot more innovative. And that's why Monexa was born.
Awesome. So it seems like you did a lot of the consulting for other brokers until you scratched your own itch and tried to establish something that solves all the things that you were seeing across the industry.
Correct. And plus innovation, because unless you're reinvesting into a company, you're not expanding or planning to grow that company long term. So this is something that we wanted to do. If you look at any sort of business owner, or shareholder or entrepreneur or investor, whatever it is, the first risk they take is investing into a company to try and establish the company. The second risk they take is how long they can keep that company established and evolving with the times. Technology is evolving very quickly. People are changing. Ideas are changing very quickly. I mean, my daughter and my grandmother are worlds apart when it comes to the life sacrifices and stuff they had to go through, the way they see life, the way they operate within the world. The services that they would require would be completely different. And this generation is a lot more savvy with technology. So we understand that we need to really, really heavily automate in the same way that the crypto companies did, but also have a very, very lucrative and established model that people can actually earn from it. Because if you actually experience the earnings from what we can achieve on the brokerage side, you're more likely to take it more seriously. It could even become a full-time thing for you. It can become a part-time thing for you. But the point is, you need to experience it to know it even exists. And this is what we're trying to do.
So I've been an IB before, and
right.
Typically it's hard to find IB commission structure where the spreads are competitive in the market. So how do you guys keep spreads competitive and pay out many layers of IB commissions?
So I've actually already answered this, which you probably didn't realize because I didn't answer it in the way maybe that made sense. When I said to you that most new brokers, they come and they need to keep their costs low, right? So what they'll do, they'll get very, very basic pricing feeds that are not variable, maybe a fixed spread feed. It's very hard for them to pay a high rebate within the market at that price. Based on the fact that, I mean, I've been in the industry for 20 years, so 2 decades now. And based on the fact that I already have established relationships with a lot of the pricing fees, the liquidity providers, stuff like that, they know the type of business I will bring them. And it's not going to be abusive business or arbitrage business, because what people try to do, they're trying to make the most money as quickly as possible in the majority of cases, without realizing they're actually screwing their partnership agreements with their liquidity providers. They're not going to get good spreads because they're sending them crappy flow. That's the reality. We know exactly the type of relationship that we need to maintain with the liquidity providers, and we can't try to screw them all the time because they're not stupid, right? So they know when we're sending them arbitrage flow that they're like, look, these guys are, let's just give them high spreads, right? We can't manage this flow. It's against us. Let's just give them higher spreads, worse conditions, so they stop trying to send this flow. Problem is, most people without experience, they don't get that message, even though it's a hidden message. They don't get it. And this is just where people don't understand. Running a broker is not a simple operation. It's not just having a broker and getting clients. It's the compliance side of things. It's managing the funds of the clients to ensure that it's safe and being able to create a sustainable model where you can actually pay and people can actually withdraw. That's where people fail. And this is why I say, you got to maintain good relationships with people from the industry, because they're the ones that are going to turn their back on you if you don't. And you won't get the pricing you want. So we have very, very good liquidity. In fact, our spreads have been upgraded by our liquidity provider based on the amount of volume we send them. So the more volume we send them, the better pricing they'll give us. So we send them volume. I mean, it's as simple as that. We want to send them volume because we want the better pricing, because it creates a more sustainable model. And these are all the operations of a broker that people don't really understand.
So it seems like you have great industry knowledge and a lot of the back end insights that you need to create the relationships, to get the liquidity providers, to keep things in a healthy balance. What has that done for Monexa in the marketplace of as a whole broker? How competitive is it? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I can tell you straight away. We on FX Week, we don't pay for publications, just so you know. Okay, we don't pay for publications. FX Weekly described us as the fastest growing broker in the industry today. Okay, the reason why I would say that we are, because our main, if you look at the slogan of Monexa, it says frictionless trading. Okay, the reason why we say frictionless is because, let's say you're running a broker and your compliance officer says you need to onboard clients using this complicated onboarding process, which includes the customer providing their KYC documentation, filling out a questionnaire to make sure that they're suitable for investment, and all this kind of stuff. It makes the registration process a very long-winded process. You might go through 5 pages and it's never ending, and then you cause frustration over little things. People haven't got patience anymore, right? You got Uber, you got you can get a date in a swipe of a swipe of your finger. You can get anything delivered to you. You can go anywhere with a click of a button. So people don't have patience anymore. Okay, and there's an abundance of everything. You can get whatever you want. You want Amazon, it'll be delivered in 24 hours if you really want it to be. So we need to start competing with the customer journey and experience side of things, because at the end of the day, it is a retail industry at the moment. Okay, so if you have the regular person that doesn't understand the importance of KYC, they just want to trade and it's just $100, and they go through the same process as someone with $1 million is going to go through. So they don't want to go through that. So the way we look at it is like, okay, if you want to register, it's quick and easy. You just register. If you want to deposit, then you have to do this questionnaire. If you want to withdraw, then you just click this withdraw. Maybe you need to provide source of funds if it's a large withdrawal. Otherwise, and we're talking like 50K and above. But we break it down and make it easier, so the client gets a much better experience. We don't want clients to be worrying about how to register. We want clients to be fully focused on, how do I trade successfully? That's where their attention should be. It shouldn't be based on, okay, how much can I withdraw? Yes or no? Is this broker legit? Yes or no? Can I deposit, and can I register simply? Will I get the kind of support and services that I want? Is it a good experience or bad experience? Is it complicated? We don't want them to withdraw, to worry about any of that. We want them to know that if they click withdraw, their money comes. If they deposit, their money goes in. They go through the KYC process. It's simple, it's quick, it's fast. They can register in a couple of minutes. And within a 15 minutes close of a trade, you can withdraw your commissions. So, we have a very fast, competitive, and great user experience. And that's the main focus of what we want to do, because that is the way the world is going. At the end of the day, things are getting faster because of technology. They're not getting slower because of regulation, unfortunately. So we need to balance the two.
No, it seems you're up to date with what the client experience and what we want from just the user standpoint and getting on and starting to trade or starting to plug in with other traders.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk a little bit about that plugging in with other traders. What technically is it? Because is it a PAM? Is it a copy trading? Is it
No,
what exactly?
it is a copy trading. So the reason why we have a copy trading, there was a time when PAM was the big thing, and everyone was
Yeah.
very they liked PAM. And then copy trade just seemed to be a simpler user flow. And then people
Mhm.
was like, look, I just want to press a button and follow if I like the trader, and then click stop if I don't. PAM's a bit more complicated because it goes into a pool account. However, we are implementing a PAM as well. So we're going to have both. The reason why we're going to have both is because copy trading is the very simple, quick, and easy way to follow a trader. But PAM is going to have only qualified traders, and those qualified traders will have a minimum deposit, which will be quite high. So we're not going to allow a lot of the retail business on the PAM. And we, especially retail traders, we're going to focus more on the institutional traders that we know from the institutional industry, basically the asset management industry. So we are going to have that product as well for, let's say, a higher net worth, but we're going to have both essentially. So we see value in both systems.
Okay. So the copy trading model, which was a big magnet for me to look at this, because instead of just appealing to Monexa's different features and innovations and quick onboarding and that sort of thing, which is nice, to try to get someone who may not be a good trader or have traded before to park their crypto or to inspire them to use this platform, there needed to be an
Mhm.
incentive, and it is this copy trading. So tell me how that works in terms of how you onboard the traders. Is that a free
Mhm.
market? Is that
It's a
in
free
these
market.
free market? Okay,
Yeah,
and then the individuals have the freedom to go and explore their performances. How does
correct.
the platform track
I'll
their?
explain. Yeah. It's a free market on copy trade. Okay.
Oh,
Like as I mentioned before, PAM is going to have a more qualified set of traders. So
wow.
PAM is, like I say, those traders are going to expect a minimum deposit that not everyone can afford. So then we have the free market system, which is the copy trade system. And the way that works is very simple, is there is a leaderboard, and the people that are performing will appear front page of the leaderboard, and the people that are not performing will not appear front page of the leaderboard. So in other words, the copy trade system would determine if someone's actually trading well or not,
Mhm.
right? And if they appear on the front page of this leaderboard, then clients, and in this case, I will call them investors. They're not traders, because
Right.
on Monaxa, you can trade for yourself as well,
Yeah.
right? You can trade yourself and make a bit of money if you want, even if it's a few dollars. There's people that try to focus on a few dollars a week just to kind of build their experience, and that's fine. And eventually they'll be making a few $100s a month, and there's a lot of people that take that long-winded journey, which is why we have our educational system there with a lot of qualified traders that actually give you good trading materials, and then like this coaching session where it's like a live stream sessions. And that's for those guys. I call them traders, okay? Self-traders, we call them. And then for copy trade system, it's for the people that don't really want to waste their time trying to learn how to trade, and it will take months and months and have to go through a lot of ups and downs and good and bad experiences, right? It's exciting, the journey, but at the same time, people don't have the patience for it. They have jobs, they have work and commitments and kids and stuff. They need to their time is focused there, so they don't always have the ability to sit down and actually learn to trade for themselves. And this is where the copy trade system comes in. It gives people that are not willing or unwilling to go through that long-winded process and say, look, how do I take advantage of the same industry but without the same knowledge? And that would be to follow a copy trader, if you want to put it that way, a trader that knows a bit more than you, basically, and someone who's able to trade quite successfully where you might not be, especially for the first 6 months, let's say. So you have the ability just to follow someone else, and that's all it is. It's just giving you like a fast track kind of way of earning a bit of profits. And I would say take it lightly. Don't try and go all in. Don't sell your house and then try and make millions of dollars, right? It's a very long-winded process. It's an American election year, so I wouldn't say it's the most stable year. Donald Trump is running for election and nothing's stable when he runs. So, you know, it's a very unpredictable market. You have two major wars going on at the moment, which is really affecting the market, especially gold. And gold is the most traded asset in the world anyway, alongside Euro USD. So, you know, you just got to expect that it's going to be a bumpy ride this year. But you can make a lot of money in a short period of time right now, as long as you know when to get out and when to follow someone else or diversify between multiple traders, right? You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, and, you know, follow kind of like a system where you would do as a genuine investor. If you're an investor, your job is to be an investor. That means you need to look at this and say, this guy, is he good enough for my money? And if you say yes, then you would say, okay, do I want to put all my money on this guy? Or do I want to spread it out? And then you're doing the job as an investor, you're spreading out your risk. You know, I always say to people, when you look at Warren Buffett and people, you know, they say, oh, he's the greatest investor in the world, and everyone wants to be Warren Buffett. He spends most of his time reading. Yeah. Right. He's researching all the time because he knows what it takes to be an investor, and he makes those decisions based on his risk.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. But thankfully, it's aggregated in a way where we can see the top performing traders, and then see what their minimums are, and diversify across all of them. And when it comes to the splits, is that the traders?
It's also transparent.
No, but
that's also transparent. That's the trader, up to the trader. The trader's going to give you an offer. It's transparent. We don't do anything. The trader will literally decide what his offer is, how much he wants to split, how much his minimums are, and what he's willing to trade. And he's responsible for his performance. You just need to decide as an investor, like I said before, whether that offer is good for you or not. You can't just jump in on everyone without even checking. It takes 2-3 minutes to read what they're offering. Some people don't even want to do that. My advice is, please just pay attention to it. It takes 2-3 minutes, and then you can invest.
Okay. It's okay. So now that we've covered the client or the investor side, where you said the passive person can just do the copy trading, let's talk about the IBs that now can attract these passive individuals or these non-traders to plug in with them. How have you been able to set up such a multi-tiered, multi-level, like 6 levels, I believe, of compensation.
And we're working on a 10 level as well.
You're working on a 10 level as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is that going to take the same amount of money on the 6th level and spread that to 10 levels?
Correct.
Okay. So that you get more.
But it's not the amount. This is the thing that a lot of people don't realize. With MLM, you have to pay a monthly subscription to earn some sort of fee, which means it's coming from the subscription. This makes sense, right? And this is where it becomes unsustainable. It becomes like a pyramid, right? With us, it's not the amount that you need to worry about. It's the fact that you don't have to pay any subscription and you're earning a subscription, because it's based on the volume of trades, not based on the amount. The amount is one amount per lot. People trade more than one lot, and they could be trading more than one lot for the next 8 months. So you could be earning a rebate for the next 8 months. And every time you're earning the rebate, it is the desired amount that we tell you. So if you think it's $10 per lot, well, you just need more lots. That's all. And you'll keep getting that $10 over and over again. That's the difference. So if we spread it out to a 10 level or a 6 level or whatever it is, it's the same amount, but maybe you want a larger kind of a network. The other thing that I would suggest as well is that if you are earning a rebate, incorporate that return into your profit strategy, right? Not only am I earning these profits, I'm also earning a rebate. I'm getting a discount on my spread, and I'm earning that back.
Interesting.
The spread is like an exchange rate. So that's what people normally do. I mean, when they think about it as a whole picture, people tend to separate the two. So if they lose $100, they get really annoyed that they lost $100. But then if they look in their IB wallets, they've got another $100. And you're like, well, you didn't lose it. Technically, you didn't lose anything. You broke even. But they don't see it that way sometimes.
Okay, so and the potential on that IB, by the way, when are you planning to do the shift to the 10 levels? Sometime this
No, no,
year?
it will be an option.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I guess if you can see the distribution of volume on your levels, then could you make the decision back and forth, or is it a one-time decision?
I would say it's a one-time decision, or maybe you can operate on both models for a while. Look, my recommended model is the 6 levels. It's fair, it's precise, it works. You know, it's I don't really like the fact that we have to go to a $10 model, but we are doing it, and
There's
just
depth.
simply because, yeah, there's depth, and some people want that. I just don't want people to get greedy over it, because as soon as the IBs or whoever start, let's say, getting a bit too greedy, they overcomplicate things and they're not focusing on the bigger picture. And this is where things can go wrong a lot of the time, right?
So right now, let's just say the 6 levels there. From what you said previously, within 15 minutes of trade closing, the commission hits
You
to
can
the
withdraw
IB,
it.
and you can
You can
withdraw it.
withdraw
I
it.
think like
Yeah.
$20 is the minimum, I believe, to
Yes.
withdraw. And then, so do you have an internal option to transfer to your trading account or withdraw, or you have to withdraw and then redeposit to your trading account?
Sorry, my
Yeah.
kids are coming outside.
No worries.
Sorry, can you say that again? Wherever I go, they find me. Anyway, sorry. What did
So,
can you repeat the question?
yeah, about when you make that IB commission, can you do an internal transfer to add it to your trading account, or you have to withdraw it and then add it to your trading account if you wanted to add it to your trading account?
It's it's up to you.
No, no, no. So there is an internal transfer option.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, it's your account. I mean, it's your name, right? It's like if I wanted to transfer funds from my bank account to another bank account, as long as it's in my same name, there should be no questions asked, right? So if it's someone else's name, like I'm transferring to my wife, she's got the same surname, this kind of makes sense. But if I'm transferring money and the money's just circulating into all different accounts with different names, eventually people are going to question you. So as long as it's you and it's your profile and whatever else, you can do whatever you want with your money. It's really up to you, because it's an internal transfer. If you want to
Right.
withdraw it, then you withdraw it into your banking system, right? Where things might, where there's a lot more AML restrictions, like anti-money laundering restrictions.
It's
Like you
all
can't just be passing money around.
it's crypto in, crypto out, right?
It's up to you. It depends on your region. So if you're in South Africa,
Oh,
you can do bank wire, you can do credit
oh,
card. There's wallets in Asia. There's like QR payments. There's 7-Eleven payments in Latam, in Latin America. They've got like these cash payments that go to like a 7-Eleven, give cash, and it appears in their account. There's so many different options. So it depends. In some regions, we only have crypto. In most regions, we don't.
okay. And so also the infrastructure that Monexa has right now in terms of its offices, staff, and just all the logistics that you have in place. Could you share some insights about that so we understand how much work has been put in place already?
Yeah, I mean, we have offices in Malaysia. So that's for our Monexa Prime, which is our liquidity arm. We're also moving into liquidity. Um, so Monexa Prime is in Malaysia. We have a very small operational office in Malaysia. It was a lot bigger, but we're moving that to Perth, Australia. We have offices in India, in Vietnam, and in Thailand. We have offices in Cyprus. So I don't know if you know where that
These are
is, but
staff offices, or what are the purpose of these offices?
staff offices, except for like the Vietnam office is more of like a training center for clients, and staff work from there, so it's a bit different there. Where else? We are exploring offices in where is it? Uruguay. So Uruguay is a new license that we are obtaining for LATAM. And we will be getting offices in Uruguay, because wherever you have a license, you need to have an office anyway because of compliance. So you need a local compliance person, and so on and so on, because every regulation is different. The laws are different. The rules are different. So you need a local compliance to manage the differences, let's say. And then South Africa, we're also exploring licensing. So we're probably going to be getting some offices there. And in South Africa, we are currently doing a lot of physical events. And we are going to have like training centers and stuff in South Africa as well, because they're very, very keen on education. Um, most likely Mexico is a place that we want to do, and we have a small office in Dubai, but that's the Dubai is more like a compliance office only, so it's not really like an operation office. But we do want to explore licensing in Dubai. At the moment, we're not going to be doing Dubai. So the question is, do we do our FCA first, which is UK, or Dubai? So we don't know between the two which one we're going to go for first.
When you say licenses there, I mean, right now, for example, can't people from Dubai join? Like, what is the
They
additional
can.
thing? So
They can.
what is that
Um, cr- credibility. Credibility. The more licensing you have, the more banking you have, the more security you have around client funds. People want to see that, right? So they want to see that there's more security around their deposited funds. So if they deposit, they can withdraw, and the broker's not going to run away with their money, and so on and so forth. So the more licenses we get and obtain, the more it will. And we want a license at least in every continent.
Okay, and does that open up local methods of depositing and withdrawing local?
No, we already have the local methods. In some countries only, it would open up local methods. Uh, but the majority of places we already have local methods, including India.
Okay, wow. Where's your largest? Well, so right now, some other numbers, whatever you can share about this. What's the what is it called? Funds under management of the broker, or what's the client base like currently, and any rate of growth that you can share?
Yeah, so our fastest growing region right now, believe it or not, is Japan. So
Okay.
Japan, I have no idea why, but Japan is literally just coming out of nowhere, right? And South Africa is starting to pick up quite a lot as well. UK is doing incredibly well. So there's a lot of business from UK at the moment. And I would say Latin America is going crazy. However, our core markets, the markets that we started a long time ago and are very stable and very consistent on a monthly basis, is mainly Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Yeah, Southeast Asia is quite an established region for us, and there's a lot of dedicated clients, like diehard clients that always be depositing and trading and whatever.
This is so yeah. So right now you offer forex. Is there other commodities, including crypto, that's
Yes.
on or will?
Yeah. So we have stocks as well. We have
Stocks.
forex. We have crypto. We have some indices as well. We are exploring stock options, which is quite a hard asset to put on place because a lot of the platforms that are very popular and the platforms that people know can't accept stock. They're not compatible basically, and it's very hard to find liquidity for stock options. So we're kind of exploring that at the moment. We have a very, very large community of people that want stock options. So it's something we're working on. And there is a way to do it. It's just difficult, so it takes us a bit of time. And precious metals, oil, gas, all that kind of stuff. Commodities, yeah.
Is there IB commissions across all of those different
Yeah.
trading?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wow.
Correct.
And I
It's
don't have.
based on the spread. So I just want to explain. It's based on the spread, so the exchange rate of each asset. So if the spreads are lower, the commissions are lower. If the spreads are higher, the commissions are high.
Access. And I believe gold is the highest.
Yes, correct.
So okay, and now let's just discuss the potential of the IBs. Is there any cap? Is there any restrictions of how much can be made, or what are
No.
some high end possibilities that you've seen that people are making?
Well, look, I would say that it depends on the individual. Okay.
Mhm.
So firstly, the individual has to want to make a certain amount of money. So for example, there's some people that just want to do this part-time and make a little bit of extra money a month, a couple grand. They can do that. There's some people that are just very new and they're not really experienced in it. It's going to take them time. And they might be making a few $100s a month. And then there's some people that I'm literally making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And that's just because they take it a lot more seriously, or they have a bigger team, or they have like a marketing department, and they're like a business within a business. So they're taking it a lot more seriously. So it's really up to you. I've seen people make $5,000 a month. I've got a Malaysian guy right now who's making $800,000 a month. You know, it's really up to you.
You say $800,000 a month?
A month, but that's across his whole network. So that's he's got 3,000 IBs under him.
But is that across the 6 levels?
No, he's not working on a 6-level plan.
Oh, okay.
Your plan is actually a little bit more lucrative than his one. So you'd probably make more in that situation. But he's doing about 800K across all levels, split between all of them, different amounts per level. He's got 12 levels.
Wow. Okay, so it's possible.
It's possible, but I mean, I actually know 2 guys. One is that, well, actually, they're both in Singapore, but one's originally from Hong Kong. Those guys were making like $1 million a month, and they don't have any sub IB.
Wait, I'm not understanding something. The sub IB versus the clients. Help me understand what.
So the sub IB, let's say you're a partner or you're an IB, right? You're earning a rebate, right?
Okay.
And you have other marketeers or IBs, as we call them, underneath your referral link, and they're sharing the spread with you because they're under your referral link.
Okay, wouldn't everyone get the 6 levels from whatever that 6 level is? Like whoever joins, wouldn't they get 6 levels?
Sorry, can I jump in here, Saul? What Chris is mentioning is a traditional IB structure, but from the 6th level, it works equally for everybody. Everybody gets an equal opportunity to make the same level of IBs, basically.
Well, let me just add to this, right? So the traditional plan is very different because you have to qualify to be an IB. You can't just be an IB like the 6-level plan.
Right.
So you have right. So you have to qualify and bring a certain amount of business and have a certain amount of experience to bring that business to qualify for that plan, because it's a different plan. Everything's negotiated on a per person basis, right? And the guys negotiate amongst themselves. So if the maximum rebate is $10 and you're my sub IB, I'm going to negotiate with you. How much do you want? And you're going to say, I want $10. He's like, I can't give you 10. I'm on 10. I'll give you 8. I'll take 2. You take 8, and you can share the 8 with someone below you.
Yes.
And then, you know, but you all have to qualify to get the rebate. On a 6-level plan, what we've done, we've simplified things so people that don't understand all that kind of negotiation and don't know what's good and bad for them and all that kind of stuff, it's already predetermined. All they have to do is fit in on a particular level. They can make the maximum rebate at any level because it's a 6-level plan. It's just more convenient and more easy for them to operate with that and not have to worry about all the ins and outs of how that works. So there are people that are 1 level right now on a traditional plan, and they are making like $1 million a month. But these guys, they have their own offices, they have their own staff, they already own businesses, so they've got funds to fund this business. They have, you know, administration. They've got like a lot of stuff. They take it very, very seriously. So the guy in Singapore I mentioned earlier, he has an office in Dubai, right, with his agent. Yeah.
One of your IBs has an office in Dubai. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So he treats it as a business. He's got his own staff. He pays them a salary. You know. Like I said before, it really depends how seriously you want to take it. The 6-level plan is like a fast track method of you getting to your desired goals, right? But there's some people that just want to operate independently because they have the means and the funds to do so. Not everyone can, you know, go and rent an office tomorrow, hire 15 people and get them to do marketing and pay for all their marketing advertisements to kind of attract more business for their referral. Not everyone can do that. Not everyone they can't spend 50, 60,000 a month on that. But you know, there's some people that take it to that level. I mentioned before, it's literally up to the ambition of the person running. And you can have exactly the same ambition on the 6-level plan.
Okay. So I guess that's a great place to start for all of us online, working from home, our phones, on social media, is we have the 6 levels open regardless of I guess there's not qualifications to open those 6 levels.
No.
So that's the advantage, is that everyone gets those 6 levels, and then
it's not just the advantage. So the advantage is that where I would traditionally hire this massive team and pay them a salary, You don't have to. You have 6 levels. Everyone's working towards the same goal. So you have a network that's helping you achieve things much faster at a no cost. So that's where it becomes better.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I think that covers a lot of the foundational basis of what I wanted to share with my audience. I guess it's the simple steps are create your account with the referral link of the person that shared this with you, and then begin to see which traders make the most amount of sense for the risk to reward.
Correct.
Plug in. I guess once you make a deposit, in whatever different methodology, but I think for my audience it'll be USDT, TRC20, and then I guess you somehow connect to that particular trader, authorize them to start trading, and then you get your MT4, MT5 login details.
Yes, correct. And you can monitor the trades live. And then if you ever want to cut the trade, you can cut the trade. If you ever want to withdraw, you can withdraw. The trader doesn't have control or ultimate control over your funds, basically. So the great thing about the system is that it's transparent, and I guess it's like it puts the control on your side.
Right.
Right. So if you just say, I'm not happy with this guy, I'm cutting my losses, and I'm pressing stop, you press the button, you unsubscribe, and that guy can't trade for you anymore, and he has no say. It's up to you.
Yes. One, the trader has his own style of trading, but you can set a hard stop loss, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And the second thing is, you can close a trade that might be open that if you have some reason, you can close the trade yourself and disconnect.
Yeah. So basically, the control is at your fingertips. So that's all you got to understand, is that you can choose how to invest, where to invest, who to invest in, and how you spread that risk. And you can choose to stop at any moment you want. That's the secret behind the copy trade system. The power is on the trader side, so is on the follower's side, not the trader's side. Whereas it never always used to be that way.
In terms of even if you have one IB that you signed up, or one client that you signed up, and they have whatever the minimum is, whether it's 100, 500, or 1,000, if they execute a partial lot, will you get partial commissions on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just calculate. It's simple math. It's just one. It's like, for simple math, it's like, for example, $10 per lot.
Yeah. So you just,
right. You can make up those lots over time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Did you guys have any Zoom schedule or any other things that you guys do, or you leave it up to the IBs to do whatever efforts?
No, we do have Zooms as well that we do in different languages. So it really depends on the languages. We have an events page as well. If you go to the events page, you can actually see recordings of old Zooms that we've done. But at the same time, you can also see what's coming up, like what's scheduled. And we do have an English speaking weekly webinar that's going to be going live in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So where are you guys in terms of your ramping up? I believe you've been around for a few years.
Yes. So we've been around for a few years. This is the 3rd year. We've come up to the 3rd year, and we're on 5 continents within that period of time. And we I guess when FX Weekly said, we're one of the fastest growing brokers, if not the fastest growing broker in the world. I think it's true, because I can't say for sure, because I don't know what everyone else is doing. I don't know their numbers, but we are literally just exploding everywhere. And I think it's just testament to the way we operate. It's all about customer experience, customer satisfaction, and the ability to do everything fast, including your having a safety and security of your funds, but also you being able to withdraw at any moment that you feel is necessary.
It's definitely gives us a lot of control in our hands. I think it's a great first start for those of us that are looking for something to diversify into, especially when we have these automated methods of being able to not having to sit in front of the screen or as they nurse the trade, and then we can just build with the results. I really like the fact that each person gets their own MT4, MT5
Mhm.
That's something that gives them fingertip access at all times throughout the day to see how their money is performing,
Mhm.
and also like to diversify a few $1,000s across a multitude of different traders. So you guys have a lot of strong points there, and above all, I think the customer service, the foundation, the innovation, and we'll just close out with where are you headed next? What are some of the things that are on the horizon that you're working on?
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously I mentioned that I want us to be an innovative broker. We want to make it more interactive for clients as well, right? We want to make it more exciting. And we also, trading is a bit of a lonely thing. So a lot of people trade in the comfort of their own home, in their bedroom. It's a bit like playing online games. People get
Yeah,
caught up in that world so much that they forget about the real world. So we are basically building a more interactive system where people can, ask the crowd or, follow the crowd's sentiment, or kind of do a poll and ask questions. We call this trading rooms. So you can enter these different rooms and discuss. So you're not alone when you're making those kind of decisions, right? You can ask the crowd and people will give you advice. We are also building, we're getting our own credit card system. So basically you'll be able to get a credit card by the end of the year branded as Monexa, and it'll be attached to your Vault wallet. So we have a wallet called the Vault. So whenever you use that card, it would deduct funds from the Vault, which is like I say, a wallet in your Monexa portal.
Okay, so
It could be your
let's
profits. It could be whatever you
whatever.
want it to be. It could be your rebate.
Okay, rebate, or if you have money. So, or if you have a decentralized wallet and you
Yeah.
want to spend that money, you can send it to the vault and use the card of the vault.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
cool.
So we have that coming. Again, it's all about, I mentioned frictionless, making it as simple and as lucrative and as fun and interactive for the clients as possible. Trading is a very daunting kind of thing. It can be intimidating for a lot of people. I mean, I've spoken to people that really want to trade, and then they look at the chart and they're like, this and I even had one guy say to me, this looks like one of those earthquake things, and I was like, yeah, it's not
The
that. It's not a Richter scale, but it's more than that. So people, they just get intimidated by it. So we want to make it simple for the client as best as we can, but still, make them understand that you need to take more educational courses and stuff to at least get an understanding of the industry. You're investing in something you don't understand is not always a good thing. You need to basically understand it to the very basics, really. So we have all that educational stuff in our members area as well, and stuff like that to make them still understand the importance of being involved in this financial markets, because it's an international market. I mean, look, I just mentioned a guy living in Malaysia that's making 800,000 US dollars a month, and he's not even connected to the US economy from where he lives, but he is through Monexa. He's making money from a US economic strength, and he's not even living there, right? So and you can do that anywhere in the world. And I mean, I have a guy from Zambia, okay, and this was, I don't know how he did it. He was lucky. He didn't know what he was doing, I'm going to be honest, but he put in $50, and there was this massive movement on gold because Israel had just bombed someone or killed someone, and gold just shot up, and he literally turned his $50 to $11,000. And immediately he was just like, I want to withdraw and I don't want to trade anymore. And he was lucky. He literally didn't have a clue what he was doing. But it happens sometimes. It's rare, but it happens. And that's the beauty of it. But in general, we're looking at a lot of different products, including prop trading. So a lot of people like prop. That'll probably be ready. Yeah, we'll have that ready in 3 weeks. Actually, it's going to be live.
Wow.
So we're going to have a prop trading firm as well that's going to be called Monexa Prop. So it's part of the same brand and accessible from within the same portal.
Okay. So when you open up these different product lines and whatnot, the same IB genealogy that we've created,
Will still
should they?
apply.
Okay, great.
Still
Okay,
apply.
awesome.
That's why it's all in one system. So that's why you enter from the same portal, right?
Yeah.
There's a commission scheme on the educational part as well, right? So again, same genealogy, same portal. And then there's just various different products that we're going to be introducing, including there's a product that we're launching which is basically called the Ambassador Program, and the Ambassador Program is basically a leadership program, if you want to call it that, but based on the it's like a business plan that's incentivized and fun and gives you access to our events and stuff like that. And that's really important as well, because I think that's a good motivational factor for guys that are new in the industry for IBs and trying to earn rebates, to kind of earn incentives and, like, attract 3 other people under you and we'll give you this much money, and you're going to win your own educational office, and you can have your own office. This is called regional representative, and we'll have that in place. And there's going to be like the travel club where we will, you win weekends away and stuff like that,
Wow.
and so on and so on. So we have a lot of things that we're working on, and by the end of the year that will be ready, the Ambassador Program, including the credit cards by the end. The February next year should be live and completely usable. There's just a lot of things that we're doing, and again, I don't see other brokers doing the same thing, which is what I guess one of the reasons we consider ourselves to be, let's say, more innovative and more attractive, because we're looking at what the clients want and their needs, and we're trying to produce that, whereas a lot of people don't do it because the products don't exist. But we're developing those products. And by the way, we do have a loyalty program that already exists for the traders, the people that actually trade. So whether it's a copy trader or whether someone's trading for themselves, they do earn loyalty points, and those loyalty points can be converted to different things. So there's a lot going on with Monex.
There is a lot. Honestly, it seems to be so much of these features and benefits, and it definitely takes IB to a whole nother level. I've participated in others, but nothing close to this.
But we're trying to create a multiple source of income for people, because people think that there's only one way to make money from forex. There are multiple ways to make money from the industry, and multiple add-ons that you can plug in. And this is where we're trying to make a multiple asset. Like, we looked at the guys that had their own offices and their own staff and all that kind of stuff, and we're like, you don't need all that stuff. We can actually create a system where you can pretty much do this yourself and earn in multiple ways, and win or lose from the trading, you can still earn from the other side. So you never really lose in many sense of
Yeah, it's I'm kind of impressed. Truthfully, I didn't know that you had IBs making 6 figures to 7 figures a month already.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something. This guy, I've known him for a long time. Okay, the guy that did it first. So it's not the Indian guy that's living in Singapore. It's the Hong Kong guy living in Singapore. He had his own real estate company in Hong Kong, and if you remember, Hong Kong kind of re-merged with China, mainland China, and then there was a lot of riots, and a lot of his properties were, let's say, damaged during that period. And he decided to sell to a mainland Chinese company because they were the only ones willing to buy it at the time. And then he took his money, which he did very well, and then said, Chris, look, I was doing this part-time. I just want to do it full-time now. I'm moving to Singapore. And that's how he ended up with his office and his staff and all that kind of stuff. So he was already a businessman, but he literally just went full-time. Within maybe 8 months, 9 months, he was started earning like close to $1 million at that time. So it took him about 8 to 9 months to do it. But he had a big financial backing. He did have a big financial backing.
It seems like there's a lot more to explore here than just what I was thinking. So you definitely have something going on that deserves deeper attention from me and my audience. So I'm very intrigued after this call, because you're playing in a different game. Look, I've lost $4.4 million in HFT. Because of the broker, by the way, and not because of the algo. But I didn't think that I could have the chance to make it back in forex. And what you're seeing is a possibility that has those potentials.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, definitely you can definitely do it. I mean, look, I mean, I've worked for many brokers, including XNES. XNES is one of the top three largest brokers in the world. I was the head of established markets. So I looked after all the markets that made all the money. And when you look at the amounts of IBs they have that are not connected to each other, they're just independent IBs, they don't know each other. They have literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands. Okay. And those guys introduce 10 times as many in clients. So, if you think about it, the broker is earning in exactly the same way, and brokers make a lot of money. So that's why you're an introducing broker. You're actually a broker in our eyes because you're earning in exactly the same way we earn. We're just splitting that with you. So if you understand the power of what that means,
In the house.
which people don't understand, right? You're earning as a broker. You just need a big enough client base to actually make it, to the level that you could earn the same as a broker.
Wow. So one thing I like about the positioning that you're allowing us to participate in is the being the house concept, where it doesn't depend on just, I mean, we have our own accounts of following the traders or trading ourselves, but then you can have a limitless potential of the IB side, and regardless of if the trade is up or down or win or loss, as long as lots are being traded, you're getting part of that spread. And so it is a very unique place, as you said, earning like a broker. So this is the final thought that I want to leave with, which is that puts the platform Monexa into a very healthy place, where it's not saying follow these traders, it's not saying these are our trading results, it's not saying that there's any expectations of performance. No. It's just providing a platform for great experience in terms of the services, and then you pick and choose whatever you want to do. So meaning that it's a platform that is here to stay, or has the bandwidth to just be a platform to allow people to do their wins and losses and follow traders or trade themselves or anything else, right?
Yeah, exactly that. So look, there are going to be some people that want to offer you signal services where they can kind of predict what's happening with gold, when to buy, when to sell. It's up to you if you want to take those services. We do not condone in any of that. We literally just give you guys the platform, and it's regulated. So we work in a regulated fashion. We do not guarantee any returns. That would be silly. There's no guarantees in life. I don't think anyone can guarantee a return, right? No one can tell you, look, if you come here, I'm going to guarantee you will make 50% a month. For how long? Because nothing lasts forever. So, you just got to be savvy enough and educate yourself enough and work with, let's say, people like us, right? We have experience, and over time, I mean, I'm sure Sahil can tell you this. When I first met Sahil, I can honestly say Sahil probably knows more now than most IBs I know, because he works with us and we just tell him, this is how it works, Sahil. Don't trust all the hype. This is how it works. This is actually how you make your money. And he's like, that makes sense. And I'm like, how about the liquidity? This is how the liquidity works. Okay, that makes sense. So, if you just basically work in that capacity, understanding that this is a business of risk, right? You're risking when you're trading, and when you profit, your risk is paying off. It's just dependent on how much risk you're willing to take. However, there are so many variables that you can earn money in this industry that we're just basically saying, look, there's also these other options. My thinking is that you incorporate them into your strategy of making profits, so that, you end up understanding that, you're earning from this, and you're earning from that, and you're earning from the education and the copy trading and all this kind of stuff, and the rebates and whatever, that combined, you're actually lowering your risk, isn't it?
That's true. That's a really good point. That's a really strong point. And I also want to draw the contrast, whereas traditional IBs have to be an IB there, you have a lot that you need to meet the requirements of. You need to fulfill whatever volumes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But here, not only do you not need to do that, but I think you don't even need to have a funded account where you have
No,
money that you're trading yourself or following a trader, right? Is
correct,
that correct?
correct.
That's
Yes,
insane.
that's 100%.
So
Yeah.
you could
So
literally
basically,
start with nothing.
if you was an if you was an IB with Monexa today, it could cost you nothing to earn money.
Wow.
If you want to put it that way, it could earn you nothing because look, to qualify as an IB, right? Basically, what we're saying here is, look, we earn money like this. We're willing to share that opportunity with you. However, you need to be able to bring volumes to actually establish yourself to earn the rebate, right?
Yeah.
But in this case, what we're saying on the 6-level plan is, look, you need to start somewhere. So here it is. Just take advantage of it. And over time, you will grow and you will learn depending on how seriously you take it. And if you can just please, and I recommend this for everyone, take the time, even if it's a few hours a month, just understanding more, because the more you understand about how to run your business, whether it's marketing, whether it's sales, whether it's public speaking because you're going to do events, or whether it's social media marketing, or whether it's content marketing, landing pages, or whatever you're going to be doing, just learn enough and keep learning, because at the end of the day, it takes you longer than a few hours a month to learn how to drive a car. And you're not even willing to put that effort in to actually earn decent money.
Chris,
It's a very lazy way of doing it.
As you're saying this, I realize truly how much it's a business. Because
It's a business, 100%.
I was thinking it's an affiliate program. It's a introducing broker, but it's actually you're building a book of clients. You're
100%.
And you get to have your slice of, this is my clientele, this is my volume and the lots being traded.
Correct.
And this, like, what some of those more serious IBs are doing is they're taking this on as if Monexa or a white labeled or some piece of it is theirs. You built the infrastructure, you're handling the logistics and the legalities and things, and they're focused on the marketing. And that is their business. So it's very interesting that literally now it makes a lot more sense of, it is like how seriously you want to take it, how big you want to go from part-time, from you doing nothing, being your own, just trading some money for yourself, to $1 million a month. So
yeah. Let me just add this. Think of it this way. You're an introducing broker, right? When you become an introducing broker with Monexa, it is a business. You are part of our business. You actually are Monexa. That's the broker part. When you say introducing broker, which broker? I'm Monexa. You actually are part of Monexa, if you want to put it that way. So your brand, your company is Monexa. You are part of that broker. You're an introducing broker. And this is what people don't take seriously enough. They don't understand. And a lot of people, unfortunately, I'm going to be honest with you, that come from companies that are more affiliate based or network marketing based, they don't understand that concept because they're just an affiliate in those markets. But here, you get paid exactly, you don't get paid the same way as the MLM company gets paid. You don't earn profits. You get someone else's deposit, or you get someone else's funds, and you're just passing it down until it blows up. Here, you're earning exactly the same way as we earn. We're giving you that. So basically, we're profit partners in this case, right? And you're part of Monexa. So if you want to consider it that way, it is a business and you're part of that business. And this is why we're designing the ambassador program. Remember, I said it was a business plan that's incentivized, is to teach people actually how to use the business by incentivizing the steps, because most people don't know how to do it.
Okay, well, Chris, it sounds like you have good business acumen. We can have a lot deeper conversation, but I got what I was wanting to get, which is this something to look much deeper into? Is there real money here? That was the, because it can start off slow. It's not your typical earning 10% off of a deposit program or something like that. So it does take some patience in terms of whenever maybe it doesn't. It depends on how fast, you get the word out there. But there does seem to be very serious money. I'm kind of overwhelmed as to how much an IB can earn, how much IBs in your platform is already earning, it's almost mind-boggling, because from the network marketing side, from these other programs, people aren't making this much money. So it's kind of surprising with 6 levels.
It's only it's only the ones that take it seriously that earn that much. Like I told you, there's some guys that just want to make a part-time kind of extra money on the side.
Yeah.
But if you take it seriously, you realize, like what I'm saying to you is something that a lot of people don't understand. If they actually realize that in this case, they actually are Monexa, they're representing Monexa 100%, and we are partners in essence, and we're sharing those profits. You're getting paid as a broker, and and people say, well, why do I only get paid on, for example, the volume? I'm like, look, when someone deposits into an account, it's still their money. The only time we make money is when they buy something. So in this case, what are they buying? They're buying gold. They're buying US dollar. That's when we make money, isn't it? They have to buy something. And it's the same with anything, but people just look at forex so differently. They don't understand simplistically it's the same.
And can I also just add over here, so going to the earning potential, or Chris told about certain examples where people take it so seriously. I can share my own example. I'm not a huge networker, like the likes of yourself or Angelo for that matter, if I'm perfectly honest. I did start my networking 3 years back, but also the fact is I also have a full-time job currently, which I'm doing, and keeping that, I've been doing with Monexa for over a year. And thankfully, by the grace of God, I have managed to build a good volume of close to $2 million. Now my IBs are constantly in the range of anything from $1,000 to even reaching close to $2,000 a day, basically. And the fact that I've been doing this with my full-time job, I'm not, as Chris mentioned, even though I want to do it with full focus because of my commitments, I cannot leave my job right now. But despite that, I've been able to do this. So the fact is, if I was able to fully concentrate on making my career as an IB, not doing any job, I would have easily done 10x of what I'm doing now, basically.
X.
Yeah.
And I mean, people.
Sahil, sorry, I was just going to say, Sahil, when he started, he was like, look, I just want to make enough money to move house and make more money and whatever. And he like you said, he's making $1,000 to $2,000 a day, and he's doing it. Well, I wouldn't say you're really doing it part-time, Sahil, because I think at any time you're awake, like, Chris, I need to do this, and you're like, okay, the guy's still awake, so he's working hard. He's not just he's not doing it like half-assed, if you want to say it that way, right? He's putting the effort in, he's putting the time in. I see that because Sahil will call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes I answer because I'm also working hard. And he's just, his mindset is somehow he's able to, separate his mindset to focus on his work, but then fully focus on this at the same time, which not many people can do. So I take my hat off to Sahil with what he's done, and he's done it in a year. Like I said, the other guy did it within 9 months with all the money in the world kind of behind him.
Yeah. It's well, I'm astonished because the thing is, I was really steering away from the traditional space of trading, of the MLM junks, and what you're offering is a way to be in a neutral state where you're not promising anything, you're not claiming anything. People are already trading, and some may want to diversify into following traders. As you know, a huge pain point in our industry of the network marketing side of trading companies is lack of transparency, lack of liquidity. You're trapped in there for X amount of months. You don't know what the traders are doing.
They delay your incentive, so you're still working and waiting months for the incentive, and you're hopeful you're going to get it, and sometimes it never comes. I know exactly what you're saying. But look here, I'm going to just tell you something that I don't think even Sahil knows this, but Monexa was supposed to be called marketaccess.com because we felt that we were giving people access to this industry and these markets, and we wanted to teach people about what that really means. But we couldn't get the name. So then we changed it to Monexa. Monexa is a Latin word, which means orientation point or the start of your financial journey. It's actually two words, monetary axis, combined is a Latin word that means, which is monaxa, which actually means the start of your financial journey.
Wow,
So
wow, wow.
that's what that actually means, and that's why there's a deep meaning behind the name. Even is because it's all been planned from the very beginning to move in this direction.
Chris, let me just ask something, because we have, you've seen a lot. We have 3 months left of the year.
Yeah.
90 days or so. If someone
Yeah.
were to, from scratch, from $0 to their name, from not even being able to fund an account, went and saw this opportunity call and like, hey, you know what? I want to give this a try. I'm tired of network marketing in the space and whatnot. What are some possibilities that you've seen in 90 days, 3 months time frame that someone that is doing this seriously on social media and following up with clients and building their network and their educating their clients and doing Zooms and whatnot?
But I would say you're going to make
reach?
money. I would say you're going to make money from the very first month. It would be small, but it's something. Normally, when people experience their first withdrawal and the money they start making and they start realizing the potential, that's when their motivational levels increase, right? At the beginning, people are a little bit more hesitant. They're not sure if they can even do it. They don't have the confidence. It's only when they actually get paid their first, that's when they really push through. And if they really dedicate themselves from now until the end of the year, I reckon they could easily make by the end of the year, they could easily make like $10,000, maybe $8,000 around there from now until the end of the year if they really go all out. Of course, it's questionable because it really depends on how big their networks could be or how good they are at closing those networks. But the first stage is confidence. You've got to have confidence and you've got to understand the product you're selling. If you know that, you're going to be confident in general talking about it, right? Because you know what it is. And that confidence will translate to two people. Also, I guess based on your character, how trustworthy you are from people's eyes. But I think you could easily earn at least a comfortable 10K by the end of the year.
No, which, by the way, is not like a product that you're selling and getting a one-time commission. That client base is there and grow, whether they are referring other clients or sub IBs or adding more funds, or their funds are growing, or they're compounding, or so there's a myriad of other ways. And not to mention when other services that you're adding to the platform, like the cards or like the prop firms, it's just gonna incentivize usage.
I'm talking strictly rebate and not even invested in a copy trade.
Oh yeah, exactly, yeah. Which if they were to take that, put it into a few traders and things of that nature, which is great for marketing. It's great to say this trader performed this on $1,000 account and use those as ways that they can attract. But anyway, Chris, thank you for your time. Thank you for the explanation. We'll definitely catch up, not just online, but at a certain point as I get this off the ground in person as well. But you created something very unique here. Very, very fun, very fun for the marketer and fun for the user as well. So seeing those micro commissions add up, it's exciting. It's knowing that every trade that's going on is earning you something. It changes your perception of trading instead of that nerve-wracking blood pressure of ups and downs and is it going to close in the green or whatnot.
Trust me, Sam, I can say this from experience. Every couple of minutes, all I do is on my mobile when I log into Monexa, refresh, the IB total goes up. Refresh, it goes up. It's beautiful.
I mean,
he does do that, and then sometimes he's like, "How comes it's not updating?" And I'm like, "No one to believe it or not, Sahil, there are moments where people don't trade, And he's like, but normally it's always updating. So we do have those conversations as well.
Okay. Well, thanks guys for your time. This was a very healthy call. I was pleasantly delighted by all that I've learned. I think it was undersold to me.
So I mean, that's possible because, like I say, I don't think the guys really. I only met the guys yesterday for the first time. We had a 3-hour call, so they also didn't really understand it inside out. They had the same perception that you had. So That's
I
why I
was
asked
telling
if you had spoken to them.
I was telling Sean, and Sean was doing a different trajectory altogether, and I kept telling Sean, you need to look at the IBs. It's more potential here than what you want to do. And
Yeah,
then I told Chris, you know what? I'm not gonna argue with him. Let him come and see you in person, and he
yeah,
will understand exactly what it is. And I think Chris was able to show it to him yesterday.
yeah. No, it's impressive. So thank you guys. We'll do more of these calls, but I wanna get this out there to my team. Get them marinating on all the things that I've learned at the same time as you guys are sharing this. And from there we'll do deeper calls as well as back office tutorial, as well as having Chris back on, Sohail back on, for more intimate conversations, more trainings and strategizing and stuff like that. But you guys made my day. So because I was like, I want to offer something to my audience that is
Yeah,
global, and I wasn't being able to find something that I could have some confidence in, because the typical program of put your money in here and they're gonna do something and give you
right.
XYZ, it's getting old and we're
Yeah,
just sick and tired of it. And so here people having the freedom to trade themselves, having the freedom to
yeah.
see the trader's performance and say yes or no, or turning it off, or closing the trades, or withdrawing all their money. What's the typical withdrawal time frame of when executed withdrawal to hitting the
Depending
wallet?
on your, yeah, so depending on the method that you use, there's different methods, obviously. It could take anywhere between 15 minutes to 4 hours, you know.
Wow, but definitely same day.
Yeah. Same day, yeah. I mean, look, if
Oh,
you do it, it depends what time of the day you do it.
no,
So, for example, yeah, yeah.
a USDT TRC20.
Yes, TRC and ERC20, we have both.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. That's great. Okay, guys, that's everything. I'm gonna go marinate on it myself.
So
To
I
to
just want to say one thing, because we've had this conversation. You seem pretty, let's say, gobsmacked about how the industry actually works. I want you to understand that this is not something that every broker is offering, right? So
Why
this
is
is,
that?
well, they offer a rebate. Yes, they do. But remember that most brokers, the business model is, the problem that brokers have is they're giving away most of their profits in rebates and stuff like this. Okay. Um, and they don't have the alternative products like the educational, none of them have that. Okay. And they don't really want to pay the maximum rebate. And plus, there's the qualification stage and all that kind of stuff as well. So they don't really want to do that. They want to be more of an online kind of Amazon approach, where a lot of people are finding them online through Google AdWords and marketing spends and stuff like that. We are 100% partner focused. We
Wow.
want more partners, and we want to be able to pay them as much as possible, because I believe that's an area. It's I guess you could call it the blue ocean. That's the area that most people don't want. So
Yeah,
we'll take it, and then we'll create all the other products around it. And now we're creating a company that's, let's say, designed for the partnership model, whereas most are more so designed for an affiliate model. So it's very different.